Good morning all. Welcome to Conduct Learning, How to Learning with Study. So we are at a chapter Acid, Bases and Salt, and this is a second chapter for class 10 science. Previously we have done all about acids and bases. Now we switch towards salts. So first of all we will understand what is salt. A salt is basically the product which is formed by the reaction between acid and base. That means to say, when acid react with a base, they form a salt. Or it is written there, a salt is formed when acid is neutralized by a base. The three lines giving us same meaning. The reaction between acid and base is formed a salt. So that means to say, if we want to have a salt, we need one acid, we need one base. And when the reaction will be take place in between them, they form a product. That product is a salt. And that salt is containing the two parts. First part is metal part and second part is non-metal part. The metal part is containing the positive charge, so that's why it's known as cation, and the non-metal part is containing the negative charge, that's why it's known as anion. Or further, that metal part is basically come from base and the non-metal is always come from an acid. We can also understand this by the following few examples. There are the examples of some common salts. First of all, we will have a base, for example, sodium hydroxide, and an acid, which is hydrochloric acid. When they both react with each other, they give us sodium chloride, which is nothing but is a common salt. Another example is potassium hydroxide. When it reacts with the same acid, hydrochloric acid, it gives us potassium chloride, and the formula for this is KCl. Another example of a salt is sodium hydroxide reaction with sulfuric acid, and they give us sodium sulfate. The formula for this is Na2SO4. So sodium sulfate is nothing but is a salt formed by sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. The next one is potassium hydroxide. When it reacts with sulfuric acid, it gives us potassium sulfate, and the chemical formula for this is K2SO4. So potassium sulfate is a salt that is formed by the reaction between potassium hydroxide and a sulfuric acid. Another one is calcium hydroxide. When it reacts with a acid, nitric acid, it gives us a salt known as calcium nitrate, and the formula for this is CaNO3 2. In the same way, another example is there, which is of ammonia solution. This is basically a base. When it reacts with the acid known as nitric acid, it gives us ammonium nitrate. The formula for this is NH4NO3. So basically these are some example to form a salt by the reaction of base and acids, right? So another thing they form is water. So when the base react with the acid, it gives us a salt and a water. In this table, if you look at this, we first take sodium hydroxide in a first row, and after that we take sodium hydroxide in the third row. The only thing is changed, which is the acid. So they form the two different salts. When sodium hydroxide react with hydrochloric acid, it gives us sodium chloride, which is a common salt. And the same base when react with sulfuric acid, it gives us sodium sulfate. So the both salts are different. In the same way, when potassium hydroxide react with hydrochloric acid, it gives us potassium chloride salt. When the same base react with sulfuric acid, it gives us potassium sulfate, K2SO4 salt. So the bases are same in that case, but the acids are different. Or we can say, when the two bases are same and the acid is same, but the bases are different, they also give us different salts. When sodium hydroxide react with HCl, and the same way potassium hydroxide react with HCl, it gives us two different salts, sodium chloride and potassium chloride. In the same way, when sodium hydroxide react with sulfuric acid and potassium hydroxide react with sulfuric acid, that means the same acid. When the two different bases react with same acids, they also give us two different salts. Another one example, when the two different bases, calcium hydroxide and ammonia solution, react with two different acids, two same acids, nitric acid, it gives us two different salt, calcium nitrate and ammonium nitrate. So in this way we can understand the two different base or the two different acids. When react with the same base, it gives us a different salts, and when two same base react with two different acids, it gives us two different salts. Use of salts. One of the salt which is known as sodium chloride, and the chemical formula for this is NaCl. It is used to make a table salt and to preserve the meat and vegetables. Another use of sodium chloride is to give us sodium and chlorine as an product when it react with the water. Ammonium nitrate give us ammonium sulfate that is used for plant fertilizers, and magnesium sulfate give us the Epsom salt which is used for bath salt. These are the use of some common salts. So how to prepare a salt? So we will understand by this activity. Here we will prepare a salt which is known as sodium nitrate, that means to say NaNO3. To prepare this salt we need two different solutions. Here in a beaker we take sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, which is nothing but is a base, and another thing we will take a acid which is nothing but is a nitric acid, and the formula for this is HNO3. It gives us a salt that will be sodium nitrate, NaNO3. So to form a sodium nitrate we need one base which is sodium hydroxide, and another is an acid which is nothing but is a nitric acid. When they both mix up, they give us a salt and water, and the salt formed by this reaction is known as sodium nitrate, right? And another thing is a water. So here in the third beaker we form the solution by reacting a base known as sodium hydroxide and acid nitric acid, give us a solution which is sodium nitrate and water. And to extract only the sodium nitrate we have to burn that solution in a fire so that the water will be get evaporate, and we will form only the one thing which is a salt, sodium nitrate. So this is a way how to prepare a sodium nitrate. Or we can also say that to prepare sodium nitrate we need a base which is sodium hydroxide, another we need an acid which is nothing but is a nitric acid. In the same way, if you want to prepare copper sulfate, so first of all you will be take a sulfuric acid or diluted sulfuric acid in a beaker. Here we take dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker, and up to the length of 50 centimeter cube. So this is the volume of that diluted sulfuric acid. When we will add copper oxide into that, so here the spoon is containing copper oxide, the copper which is getting oxidized in presence of air. So we will add this copper oxide into that diluted sulfuric acid solution, and after that we will form this chemical reaction, and the chemical reaction is copper oxide H2SO4 give us copper sulfate and H2O. So here copper oxide is nothing but is a base, this is a base, H2SO4 is an acid which is known as sulfuric acid. It gives us copper sulfate which is nothing but is a salt, and H2O is nothing but is a water. So when we will mix copper in dilute sulfuric acid we form copper sulfate and water in that. So after that, after forming that solution we will filter out it. We will filter out excess copper oxide using filter paper and funnel, which is done in this third diagram. Collect the filtrate. That filtrate is nothing, and that filtrate we will collect in a china dish, and that filtrate is nothing but is a copper sulfate. And after getting that filtrate which is nothing but is a copper sulfate and a water, we will simply apply a fire below it, so that the water containing that copper sulfate solution will be get evaporate, and we will form the crystal for copper sulfate. So we form copper sulfate crystal. We will form copper sulfate solution after this reaction. Another example is for zinc sulfate. Zinc is nothing but is a metal, and another thing we will take is a sulfuric acid, which we have also taken in previous example. So first thing is we will take dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker and we will start burning it. After that we will apply a zinc granules into that. We will mix it and they form a solution that is nothing but the zinc sulfate, and we will zinc sulfate and water, and we will filter out this so that the excess zinc from that solution will be get extracted. The formed zinc sulfate will again boiled through a fire below this. So the water into that will be get evaporate and we will form zinc sulfate crystal after that in a beaker or in a china dish. So this is the way how to form a salt. So salt is basically formed by a base and by a acid reactions. Another thing, some common salt. This is the one thing which is important. So we know that the common salt is nothing but NaCl, that is sodium chloride, and it has some important use in our daily life. Like we can form sodium hydroxide from this, we can form baking soda, we can form washing soda, bleaching powder, and many more. So first example is here for sodium hydroxide. So for that purpose we will simply take sodium chloride and mix it with water, and we will make a shell of this. You can see it in this activity. Here we take anode and cathode and we have a solution for a sodium chloride and water, and the reaction will give us sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas, and hydrogen gas. So two different gases we will form, and one a salt solution we will form from sodium chloride reaction with water, and that salt is base, not a salt. That base is sodium hydroxide, and another thing is only the gases chlorine and hydrogen gas. So when the reaction will take place, they will form a chlorine gas which is there, they form a hydrogen gas which is there, and NaOH which is a base here. And chlorine and OH containing the negative ion, so they will be attract toward anode, and sodium and hydrogen have the positive ion, they will attract toward cathode because of opposite charges. So chlorine gas from this can be used for water treatment, for swimming pool, for PVC, for CFS and pesticides. On the other hand, hydrogen gas can be used for fuels, ammonia for fertilizer, etc. And the NaH can be used for decreasing the metals, soap and detergent forming, and paper making, and artificial fibers making, etc. Right? Chlorine basically used for water treatment and swimming pools, PVC, disinfectants, CFSC, and pesticides. Chlorine gas basically used in swimming pool and water treatment to reduce the pathogens that will be invade in water naturally. So it is basically used for the water treatment. On the other hand, H2 hydrogen gas, which is released by this reaction, is used in fuels. Margarines. Margarines is basically vegetables processed in form of butter. Ammonia for fertilizers, and NaOH is used for degreasing the metals, to remove the grease on the metals, to prepare a soap and detergents, and to make a paper and artificial fibers. Next salt is bleaching powder. You have already come to know that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous solution of sodium chloride. This chlorine gas is used for manufacture of bleaching powder. So basically we have understand, when sodium chloride solution is put in water, it produced a chlorine gas, and that chlorine gas is basically used for manufacturing the bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of the chlorine on dry salt lime. That we have also know that the salt lime is nothing but is a calcium hydroxide, and the formula for this is CaOH2. So when the chlorine react with the calcium hydroxide, it produce calcium hypochlorite and water. So the formula or the chemical equation for this is mentioned there. So to prepare a bleaching powder, we have to use the chlorine that is produced with the NaCl in electrolysis process. And that chlorine when react with salt lime, which is nothing but the calcium hydroxide, it produces calcium hypochlorite, that is basically a chemical name for bleaching powder. And the chemical formula for the same is CaOCl2, right? So if you want to get the bleaching powder, you have to react chlorine with calcium hydroxide. So the chemical equation for this is mentioned here. Here in this chemical equation, you can see calcium hydroxide CaOH2, which is nothing but is a salt lime, is reacting with chlorine, with the chemical formula for chlorine Cl2. It gives us CaOCl2. This is calcium hypochlorite, which is nothing but is a bleaching powder and water. So this is the simplest way to prepare a bleaching powder from natural salt NaCl. Next common salt is baking soda, which we are using in food products. The baking soda is commonly used in kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras, etc. So it is basically used in food products. Sometimes it is added for faster cooking. Yeah, this is also the purpose of using baking soda. If you want to do the cooking fast, so you will be utilize that baking soda, which will be help to make cooking fast. The chemical name of the compound is nothing but the sodium hydrocarbonate, and the chemical formula for this is NaHCO3, which is mentioned there. This is a chemical formula for this, and it is produced by sodium chloride when it reacts with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia. Here you can see NaCl is nothing but is a common salt, sodium chloride. H2O is nothing but is a water. CO2 is carbon dioxide gas, and NH3 is ammonia. It gives us NH4Cl, that is sodium chloride and ammonium chloride. Sorry, not sodium chloride. This is ammonium chloride, and NaHCO3, which is nothing but sodium hydrocarbonate, and this is baking soda. So if you want to prepare baking soda, you have to react sodium chloride with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia, which give us two products, ammonium chloride and sodium hydrocarbonate. So this is the simplest way to prepare baking soda. Another one is washing soda. Washing soda is nothing but sodium carbonate with water. So it can be prepared from sodium hydrocarbonate. So it is written there. Another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride is sodium carbonate, or multiplication of water with 10 molecules is known as washing soda. You can see here Na2CO3 is sodium carbonate. It is not sodium hydrocarbonate. It was your baking soda, sodium hydrocarbonate. Sodium carbonate is a washing soda which you are using for washing your clothes. Sodium carbonate with water with 10 molecules of water is known as washing soda. You have seen above that sodium carbonate can be obtained by heating baking soda, right? You can prepare sodium carbonate by heating baking soda. Baking soda is sodium hydrocarbonate, and recrystallization of sodium carbonate give us washing soda. And when we recrystallize the sodium carbonate, that means to say when we will prepare, when we will evaporate the water from that, it will be give us sodium carbonate. When we will heat first of all sodium hydrocarbonate, it gives us sodium carbonate, and after that we recrystal it and it give us washing soda, which is nothing else, also known as sodium hydrocarbonate. So it is a basic salt. You can see here sodium carbonate plus water. This is a water, this is a sodium carbonate. When you will be heat it up, it will give us washing soda. This is sodium carbonate with 10 molecules of water. So that common salts, you have understand that the common salts are sodium chloride, right, which are used to prepare another salts also like sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas, from chlorine gas to bleaching powder, which is nothing but sodium, which is nothing but here calcium hypochlorite, right? And after that, baking soda you can also prepare from sodium chloride. This is a basic salt, sodium chloride, with reacting it with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia. And if you will heat up this baking soda, you will be get washing soda. So this is the method to prepare different salts, different common salts, right, from a basic salt, which is sodium chloride. Or this the common salt is the word only referred for sodium chloride. Basically, you can prepare another salts like bleaching powder, washing soda, right, and baking soda from that. Another one is plaster of Paris. On heating gypsum at 373 degree Kelvin, you have to understand that this is 373 degree Kelvin. This is temperature in Kelvin. It lose water molecules and become calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is called plaster of Paris. This is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. When you heat simple gypsum, it gives us calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is plaster of Paris, the substance which doctor used to plaster your sport fractured bones in the right position. So what is the use of plaster of Paris? To support your fractured bone. In any accidental case, if your bone is getting fractured, to support that bone in a particular direction, doctor use plaster of Paris, right? Plaster of Paris is a white powder, and on mixing with water it change to gypsum once again and make a hard solid mass which protect the bone should not get twist in any direction once the plaster of Paris is applied. So you can simply see that the calcium sulfate, right, when with water form calcium sulfate multiplication of two molecules of water. This is gypsum. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate, right? So this is the method to prepare different salts from a common salt.